Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers continue their love and care for the poor and needy in Zimbabwe. Students at Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Kedah, Malaysia, go on a field trip to learn more about architectural buildings. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Zimbabwe was once the cultural hearth of southern Africa. During the British colonial period, it was also known as the Granary of Africa. However, governance failure and economic decline have left its people suffering. How do Tzu Chi volunteers in Zimbabwe help the poor and needy? Let's take a look.
If there's no road, they pave the way. If cars cannot reach, they walk. With whatever it takes, Tzu Chi volunteers face the challenges in Zimbabwe with firm resolve. They visit the poor living in shacks to deliver rice and blankets. Seeing a paralyzed child, they sing to comfort her. For Tzu Chi volunteers, the grasslands of Zimbabwe are their cultivation ground and classroom. They learn from those around them.
You respect. You need to respect anybody. You can do or not. You can do or not. We can do. Yes. You must believe you can do.
Although Zimbabwe still faces massive inflation and other problems, the pure minds of its citizens and the deep vow of the Tzu Chi volunteers have brought hope for a better future.
At the end of March, a Taiwanese man, Deng Yunqi, and his family traveled to Malaysia for a family vacation. On the last day of their trip, a tour bus ran over Deng while he and his loved ones were waiting to board. According to officials, the bus, which was parked on a slope, suddenly rolled down and crushed the man. Upon receiving the news, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur mobilized to offer bereaved family members much-needed physical and emotional support.
Looking at the pictures taken during their trip in Malaysia, Deng Yunqi's loved ones tried to hold back their tears. The family never thought that their trip would end in such tragedy.
We are extremely thankful to Mr. Deng for saving everyone on the bus. If it wasn't for him, the accident could have ended with more casualties.
Deng Yunqi, a native of Taiwan, and his family traveled to Malaysia at the end of March for a vacation. Unfortunately, on the last date of his visit, Deng was run over by a parked bus, which suddenly rolled backwards.
I know the bus driver is innocent because I know he didn't want something like this to happen. I don't want to affect the driver's family, and I know my husband would agree with me.
Knowing that the family has no relatives in the country, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur quickly arrived at the scene of the accident to help the family arrange Deng's funeral.
Although the family is grieving right now, they are still calm. This is a lesson that all of us should learn. We need to learn how to deal with the impermanence of life with a positive mindset.
By caring for the bereaved family members, Tzu Chi volunteers have gained a better understanding how to deal with life's impermanence. Furthermore, the volunteers' love and support has also given the Deng family the strength to face the trials of the days ahead.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping a family in Taipei's Zhongzheng district for 7 years. The care recipient's wife is currently bedridden due to several strokes, leaving the husband with a heavy financial burden to carry. In his most desperate time of need, however, Tzu Chi volunteers were there with monetary aid and friendship.
在我背后是中正区中华路
I'm standing in Zhongzheng district near the youth park and the Nanjichang night market. In this bustling area, some still live in hardship.
我们运动啊，好不好？关节嘛，这样，我都用10下到20下。
Mrs. Yang had 3 strokes in the past 7 years. She has been doing rehabilitation since her second serious stroke.
手你没有做，它也是会这样揪下来。我以前从来都没看到。
I never worried about money before. After my wife fell ill, I did not have money or relatives nearby. Fortunately, they came to help me.
They refers to the Tzu Chi volunteers.
我太太同学在嘉义。
My wife's classmate in Jiayi asked me if he could ask Tzu Chi to help us. I did not have anything back then.
房子又这么贵。
We found the rent was expensive. It was 20,000 NT dollars a month. Now it's 19,000 NT dollars. He said he was in debt, so we started with monetary aid.
Mrs. Yang lost her mobility and speech following a stroke, and Mr. Yang could not work as he had to care for her. It was a helpless time for the family, and one during which the Tzu Chi volunteers' help was badly needed.
The kids didn't know about our situation. They said, "Dad, I want to eat pizza." I did not have money, so I said, "Okay, during New Year's, we will have pizza." Back then, there were 6th, 9th, and 10th graders.
比如说他左腿这边你要给他抬高，他。
Mr. Yang made folding wooden bed for his wife, but Tzu Chi volunteer gave him an electric bed that was more convenient.
他妈妈只用了3个月。
My mom only used it for 3 months before passing away. It is new. The cushion cover is still intact.
我说我心里很烦。
Sometimes I feel terrible. When I could not endure it anymore, the volunteers would come to visit us. I'm very grateful for their help.
From giving monetary aid to accompanying the family, Tzu Chi volunteers have brought hope in many forms. Now, after 7 years, Tzu Chi volunteers and this family have become true friends who share.
Next, we go to Hualien, Taiwan to meet a hairstylist with a big heart. Devoted to helping the less fortunate, Sang Yuxiang donated an electric hospital bed to a Tzu Chi care recipient who couldn't afford such luxury. When delivering the bed to the care recipient alongside the Tzu Chi volunteers, the Good Samaritan also took the time to give the new bed owner a new haircut.
Accompanied by Tzu Chi volunteers, Sang Yuxiang donated his grandma's electromedical bed to a care recipient in need.
I kept the bed for those who might need it, because they probably would not be able to afford it.
Yuxiang donated the bed through Tzu Chi as he was grateful to Tzu Chi for taking care of his bedridden grandma before she passed away.
Tzu Chi's home care nurse was nice to us and would pay us a visit twice a month. She was a great help when we felt hopeless.
那个电动床啊，就是由他捐赠给你的，没有小事情，小事情。对我来讲是大事情。
Ms. Ta was involved in a car accident 10 years ago, which led to severe atrophy of her body. Now she can only move her right big thumb freely.
Imagine the ordeal the patient went through when lying on the bed with hair stuck on her neck, hot and itchy, but being unable to do anything about it.
Yuxiang, a hairstylist, not only installed the electromedical bed for Ms. Ta, but also took time to give her a haircut.
He demonstrates selfless and great love. It is not easy to invite a hairstylist to our home and cut our hair. He is different than others. Yes, my hair is lighter.
Yuxiang also brought his mother to visit Ms. Ta. His selfless actions have not only helped him recover from the loss of his grandma, but also foster a spirit dedicated to helping more people in need.
I can feel how much he misses his grandma. I can empathize with his loss.
深受，谢谢他。
Besides the problem of remotely located stations, a major culprit in the low ridership of the Taiwan high-speed rail, the system has another serious problem. South of Taichung, the rail travels through parts of the country prone to land subsidence, and thus can never travel at maximum speeds due to a higher risk of derailing. We now try to understand this problem.
This was the original mark, and now it's here. This shows that the land is subsiding.
The Wuzhi section of Taiwan high-speed rail showed evidence of land subsidence in 2013. However, the monitoring station of the THSR showed that the problem is improving.
From 2003 to 2015, areas prone to subsidence have decreased by 10%, so the problem has slowed down. In Tzu Chi Yunlin, originally the land dropped by as much as 17.6 centimeters, but now it's only 4.5 centimeters.
The problem of subsidence is the worst in Tzu Chi Yunlin, where the rail of THSR intersects with expressway Route 78.
We are remedying the situation by removing the embankment and replacing it with tubular girders built of steel. This has released some 92,000 tons of weight placed on the ground surface.
And to deal with the illegal pumping of groundwater, all wells must be registered with the government.
We have asked the residents in Changhua and Yunlin counties to register their wells with us. Then we will attach a plate with serial number and QR code to the well. The groundwater is for household cleaning, like washing windows and such. It's not that easy to dig a well now.
In areas with severe subsidence, researchers have established monitoring stations to detect changes under the ground with modern instruments.
There's a sensor within this monitoring device, which will beep when it comes into contact with water. We have placed magnetic collars underground, which can help record the data when beeping is detected. If where the magnetic collars pick up the signal is different from what we recorded the last time, this means the Earth's crust has shifted. The feedback from the collars will tell us how much the ground has shifted.
Not only do researchers have to monitor the layers beneath groundwater, they also must keep track of each layer's thickness.
We have bored about 300 meters deep into the ground to study anything between the surface and 300 meters below the surface.
Besides all these monitoring stations, instruments are also set up to monitor shifts in the surface levels, while all stations are tracked by GPS. All this has been done to ensure the safety of THSR, but Professor Li Hongyuan believes land subsidence remains a serious problem.
If we continue to pump groundwater, even after we have ensured the safety of the THSR, we will eventually have to deal with the problem of soil salinization. The Jiangnan Plain is the country's granary. If the soil there salinizes, we will have a more serious problem than an inoperable THSR. We will have nothing to eat.
Professor Li calls for the government to conduct a comprehensive study on the nation's use of land so that vital public infrastructures will not be built in improper areas, such as this part of the country where land subsidence remains a serious threat. In Kedah, Malaysia, students of the local Tzu Chi Kindergarten recently went on a field trip to learn about the different types of buildings and religions. By partaking in the trip, students not only gained valuable knowledge, but also improved their observational skills.
To help children better understand the different types of buildings, the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Kedah, Malaysia, organized a field trip on behalf of its students.
By going on this field trip, students can have a better understanding of the different types and styles of architectural buildings.
Upon seeing the construction workers working tirelessly under the scorching sun, kindergarteners take a chance to thank them. Besides residential areas, the students and faculty also visited religious structures. Through partaking in the field trip, the children had a chance to gain a basic knowledge of different religions and buildings.
我去印度庙，还有去金石堂，还有去看人家建屋子，还有去回教堂，每个的屋子都不一样。
At the end of their trip, children put their creativity and observational skills to the test by drawing a picture of the Jingsi Hall.
画金石堂。
为什么画金石堂？
因为我们看这金石堂怎么样做，我们就画出来。
Thanks to the trip, the students not only broadened their horizons, but also gained a valuable experience now found in school.
For those interested in becoming a hospital volunteer at Tzu Chi hospitals, they must first attend a training seminar to familiarize themselves with the proper ways to handle the many tasks involved. Later, we joined 2 such seminars held in Taipei, Taiwan. Before that, we will be heading over to Malaysia's Kedah, where Tzu Chi Dialysis Center nurses headed out on a recruitment tour for their nursing program. First, however, we turn our focus to Canada, where the Tzu Chi Canada chapter held a training seminar for teachers of the Tzu Chi academies. In Canada, a group of teachers from 5 different Tzu Chi academies are gathered for a training seminar at the Tzu Chi Canada chapter. During the seminar, Lin Liqing from Coquitlam's Tzu Chi Academy shares how Jingsi aphorisms are best incorporated into classroom lessons and daily life. Then Lin Jiarong from Vancouver's Tzu Chi Academy shares how using stickers as rewards has given her tremendous help in classroom management.
Sometimes I forget how to maintain order in the classrooms. So today, when the teachers showed how simple activities could be used in the classroom, it made me think of further ideas of how to use these activities on behalf of my students.
This seminar reminded me to capture the children's attention and make learning language fun instead of simply just rote learning out of a book.
At the end, all the teachers walked away with lessons filled with love to help them further educate their students in the future.
We welcome everyone to join our nursing program. First of all, there are 3 Tzu Chi dialysis centers in Malaysia.
Looking for more young people to join Tzu Chi's medical mission, nursing staff from Tzu Chi's Dialysis Center are on a recruiting mission, and Tzu Chi's scholarship nursing program with job placement has attracted the attention of many.
I came to hear what the program is about. Being a nurse is a very good profession. I also don't have to worry if my child comes to study here, as there are Tzu Chi volunteers to watch over the students.
A recent graduate, Chen Zhenhua, is currently working at the Tzu Chi Dialysis Center in Kedah. She encourages all those interested to join her.
I have never regretted my decision in choosing to work at Tzu Chi because I like my work environment. My work provides me with a warm feeling. I really feel like Tzu Chi is my second home.
After the seminar finished, interested students could also meet one-on-one with course officials.
I like to be a nurse, and that's why I will come, can take care of the patient.
This is just one of the many recruiting seminars Tzu Chi is holding for its nursing program across the country, as the organization hopes to offer the young people of Malaysia a better tomorrow. Here at the Tzu Chi Hospital Volunteer Training Seminar in Taipei, Taiwan, participants learn how to correctly wash their hands.
Waiting for your medication, there's a number on your receipt. When that number is called, then you can line up to pick up your medicine.
A short skit of hospital scenarios lets the participants know that patience and expertise are among the requirements in being a hospital volunteer.
When we are pushing patients on their beds, the thing we need to be careful of is that the patient's head should be closer to our body so they can see in front of them. This gives them a sense of security. If they are traveling backwards, then it's not the right way to push them.
2 training seminars were held simultaneously at the Songshan Liaison Office and the Taipei Chapter Office. Many Tzu Chi volunteers treasure the opportunity to take a step forward and become a hospital volunteer.
The teachers were very informative. They have helped me greatly. I didn't have an opportunity before to participate in these training seminars.
Tzu Chi volunteers learn the ins and outs of being a hospital volunteer as they look forward to serving even more people in need. Over the years in the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers in Las Vegas, Nevada have been carrying out the Buddhist NGO's charity missions locally, such as distributing aid to the homeless and practicing recycling. Recently, the volunteers held a blessing ceremony for non-Chinese speaking guests for the first time in the chapter's history, as they hope to inspire even more like-minded individuals to join their ranks.
The cheerful singing by students of the local Tzu Chi Academy kicks off the blessing ceremony organized in Las Vegas, the United States. For the first time, a blessing ceremony here is being held in English. The event saw the participation of 60 people. A Tzu Chi volunteer explains to participants how the Buddhist NGO's charity mission first started with 30 housewives contributing a few cents from their daily grocery money. Now, nearly 50 years later, the presence at Tzu Chi volunteers can be seen worldwide.
It's very touching and very moving to see how one woman started a worldwide giving program. And I'm just honored to be here, and I'm honored to participate in this ceremony, and I look forward to doing more in the future.
It gives you an idea of what they are doing, and what they're doing is amazing. It's really great what I hear today, that you have to take those words to actions, and this is for me the first step.
Experiencing what it is that I can do to make our world better and peaceful and blessing.
I thought it was a beautiful thing. Love is a good thing for everyone.
Is there anything you think can change your life?
Yeah, spread the love. Spread the love. That's the main thing.
And starting from today, right?
Starting
right now.
Today, why not?
Guests happily received Tzu Chi's blessing and wisdom red envelopes from the volunteers. Praying together for a disaster-free world, participants also promised to share the love in their hearts.
At the end of the show, we go to Hong Kong, where Tzu Chi volunteers and team members held a free health check at a local school in the Kowloon area. Serving mostly seniors, medical services which were provided included measurements on blood sugar and cholesterol levels. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next time.